Hi, my name's Gav and welcome to the channel. When you think of the biggest names in winging, brands like Duotone, North or Armstrong usually come to mind. But here's the thing, sometimes the most exciting gear doesn't come from those big global players, it comes from smaller, more passionate crews who are less about marketing budgets and more about building the gear they want to ride themselves. That's exactly the case with the SMIK V5, designed by windsurfing legend Scotty McKercher. If you're here in Australia, you probably already know the name and the reputation. But overseas, I feel like SMIK is still flying under the radar. So stick around if you want to know why I think this latest offering deserves your attention. As a reminder, this channel supports Bear Cottage, the children's hospice based here in Sydney. Every like, share and subscribe helps me raise awareness and funds for them. Now, on that note, I would like to do a thank you to the brands that support me on this mission, and that's North, Foil Drive, WSS Boards, the Foil Board Company, Foil Sessions app, and of course, Code Foils. All right, let's get stuck in. To give you some context, Scotty McKercher is one of those names that carries serious weight in water sports. His pedigree in wave sailing is legendary. I can still remember watching clips of him when I was in my 20s. His style, his execution, his ability to read and dominate a wave was world class, and it still is to this day. So fast forward to now, and all that knowledge, all that ocean experience has been poured into research and development for winging and foiling. This isn't just a brand putting out generic shapes with a logo on it. This is gear that's been thought out, tested, refined, and shaped by somebody who knows how water and wind work together. The SMIK V5 is their latest wind wing. Positioned as a freeride and wave-focused design, it's not chasing gimmicks. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. It's aiming to deliver a smooth, efficient, performance-orientated wing for riders who really want to enjoy riding waves. There are a lot of positives here, and the first one hits before you even get onto the water, and that's the build quality and aesthetics. Straight out of the bag, it looks and feels premium. The lines are sleek, the dihedral gives it a clean profile, and the color scheme is on point. It's not just about looks though. The stitching is tight, reinforcements exactly where they need to be, and they've gone with a clever mix of materials. It's progressive where the loads are highest on the leading edge, for example, and to save weight and your bank balance, they've adopted a more traditional construction elsewhere. Then there's the boom setup. Now, I admit I'm biased here. I'm a big fan of booms in general, but the V5 comes with a boom as standard. No soft handles, no swapping systems. It just keeps things simple and it works. Yes, technically it's heavier than the handle system, but the trade-off in control, precision and comfort is absolutely worth it in my view. And if you're somebody that's already flown a wing with a boom, you'll know exactly what I mean. The canopy and the panel layout also deserves credit. You can tell that they've invested time and effort here. The canopy is extremely flat and low profile, probably one of the flattest I've flown in a while. That profile reduces drag and it gives the wind a real efficiency through the air. On top of that, the complex panel layout distributes the load nicely. The canopy stays tight where it should be, while the soft battens on the trailing edge keep flutter to a minimum. On water, it's smooth, quiet, and it's stable. Another big plus is the lightness. Even with the boom, it feels featherweight compared to a lot of wings in this category. I had a session recently where I had to do a long 15-minute walk around a headland, carrying the wing and awkward gear the whole way. Honestly, the wing was effortless and it behaved itself perfectly. That kind of lightness translates directly onto the water. It feels lively, quick to react, and really easy to throw around. Performance-wise, the upwind ability is excellent. That tight flat canopy and efficient profile allow you to point high into the wind and get back to the line quickly, which is critical if you're into your wave riding. And it's not just about upwind. The wing feels quick in a straight line too. Tacks and jibes, well, they're predictable, forgiving, with no hint of backwinding at all. It feels very efficient and very refined. Finally, the wave riding, and this is where it all comes together. Park the wing and it almost disappears. You can lock it in and just focus on the wave in front of you. It drifts beautifully behind you. It follows you without pulling or fighting. That's no accident. That's Scotty's wave sailing DNA written all over this design. Now, no wing is perfect, and there are definitely a few things to be aware of. And the first one for me is those boom ends. They feel quite abrupt. I haven't had any issues yet, but with the boom and board in close proximity, I feel like it's a matter of time before something gets banged up. Some kind of soft padding or extra tapering around that leading edge would make me feel a lot more comfortable here. Next is low end power. That super flat, low drag canopy is amazing once you're moving, but the very bottom of the wind range, it doesn't generate as much grunt as deeper draft wings. For lighter riders or those who live in consistently windy areas, or if you have some skills, this might not matter. But if you're a heavier rider, often stuck in marginal conditions, you may find yourself working harder to get the wing up and going. Finally, there's availability. Smick is a relatively small brand, and while that's part of the charm for sure, it can be a limitation. Depending on where you are in the world, you might not have easy access to a demo, for example, and distribution is definitely more limited compared to the bigger international brands, for example. That's a real shame because the gear deserves a wider audience, that's for sure. For me, the V5 shows what happens when a small brand with deep ocean knowledge focuses on making gear that works, not just gear that sells. And I think more riders globally should start paying more attention to what Smick are doing. If you've ridden the V5 or any other Smick gear, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear how it performs for you in your conditions. If you've enjoyed this, please remember to give me a like and subscribe. Until then, I'll see you on the water again soon.